Hello everyone, myself Dr. Nagaraju. I am working as an associate professor in Department of IT, MLR Institute of Technology, Hyderabad. In the series of collection framework, we are already covered list interface, set interface. So coming to set interface, the set interface is implemented by three classes. One is hash set, second one is linked hash set, third one is tree set. After that, list interface, the list interface is implemented by array list to linked list and vector. And one more thing, the vector has a child class stack. All these things are completed up to now. Now in this session, we are going to discuss about one more sub interface, that is child interface of collection framework, that is queue interface. What is the queue? Generally, stack follows in the order of last in, first out. Exactly. Queue follows a first in, first out manner. Means the first inserted element is the first removed element. These are some of the operations that are performed on the queue. Okay. We will discuss the operations one by one later. Some of the operations. Now, if you have an interface, in the sense, that interface is implemented by class. What is the class? Priority queue is the class. This class implements the methods of the queue interface. Now, what is the priority queue? Simply, the queue organizes the elements based on priority. Means, each and every element associated with some priority. Based on the priority, we are organized the elements. And one important thing, in the priority queue, it does not have any null values. Okay. Now, in this session, what is our aim? To discuss all these methods by using priority queue class. Now, what is the operation of each and everything? First, to add. Here E specifies an element. Now add E means the name specifies we are adding an element into the queue. By adding the element, if the addition operation is successful, it returns true. So adding an element. Offer. So both add and offer works in the same fashion, but offer does not return anything. If it is possible to add, we can add. If it is not possible, simply ignore the thing. See, use it to insert the element into the queue. Now, remove operation means remove the element. Remember, always we are removing the element from the head. Head in the sense, the starting of the queue. It removes the element from the head of the queue. Poll. This poll operation is also used to remove the element from the head. Then what is the difference between remove and poll? In the remove, just it removes the element. If the element is not available, it does not do. Suppose in the poll operation, if the element, that is queue, is empty, there is no element for removal, the poll operation returns null. Now, element of. So, element of, just to return the element at the head of the queue without deletion. Remember, these remove and poll operation removes the element, but element method just to display the element at the head of the queue. Then what is the peak? Peak also works in the same fashion, but if the queue is empty, it returns null. I think you got it. Add, offer, both works for addition. Remove and poll, both works for removal. Element and peak, both works for display the topmost, that is a head element. The difference is, if the queue is empty or queue is element is not possible to insert, it returns null. That is the only difference. Now consider one example. Anyway, I will type the example. Before that, understand. Here what you are doing? You are using one priority queue. This is the implementation class for the interface queue. So here I am adding the elements. Assume this 11, 12, 13, 14. Like this, the elements are added. Now, by executing this statement, what is the meaning of this statement? OB dot toString method displays the entire elements present in the queue. This is the output. Now ob.peak. Peak specifies the head element. Where is the head? This is the position of head. Now peak specifies this element. ob.element also gives 11. You know the difference. If the element q is empty, then peak returns null, element does not do anything. But here the queue is not empty. Whether it is a peak operation or element operation, it returns the element at the head of the queue. Now, remove operation. Remove means the 11 is removed from the queue. Now, add. Add operation means always we are adding at the end. 300 is added at this position. Now, ob.poll. Poll is also used for remove. This 12 is removed. Now 100. 100 is added at this position. Okay. Now finally this is the thing. Now you observe if the queue is empty or not. Based on thing the remove and poll is changed. If the queue is completely filled. If you want to add or remove, the completely changed. Now I will explain the same thing with one example. First thing, import java.util.star. I am importing the class. Import java.util.star. Now public class demo q. I given my class name as demo q. Public static void main string args. Now create a class, that is create an object for the class priority queue. How an object is created? Here you are using the interface queue or you can use the class name priority queue also. Both are possible. Suppose in case of array list, how do you create? Array list integer ob is equal to new array list, or else list integer ob is equal to new array list. That is also possible. So q, here which data type you want? So I want integer. Yes, you can use any data type. Ob is equal to new. My class name is priority queue. My class name is priority queue, which can hold integer objects. Now object is created successfully. Now ob dot add of some 10. Ob dot add of 11. Ob dot add of 12. So like this I am adding the elements. Now print the elements. System dot out dot println ob dot toString of. Close the main, close. Now till now what happened? I am adding the elements and display the elements. Now we will check each and every operation. Dot java in D drive. I think in D drive, yes. Go to the command prompt. Java c space demo q dot java. So no errors. Java space demo q. Now observe the elements are inserted in the order 10, 11, 12, 13. Now we will do one by one modifications. After this, what I am doing? Ob dot poll off. Now see ob dot poll off. Now observe the output. Observe 10, 11, 12, 13. Poll means it returns the element at the head of the queue. 10. and 11, 13, 12. Now next to removal also completed. Yes or no? It returns the head of the queue. I return ob.poll inside the print statement. That is the reason it returns the removed element. After removing the head element, it displays only the 3 elements. Now, instead of this, now what I am doing? ob dot offer of some 200. Now observe, for the 11, 12, 13, I added 300 at the end. See, I added 200 at the end. So, offer is also completed. Now, ob dot remove. For removal, you no need to pass the element. By default, removes the head element. Again, see, the head element 10 is removed from the queue. Now, at last, ob dot peak of peak does not remove the element, just to display the element at the head of the queue. See, does not remove the element, just to display the element at the head of the queue. Now you got it, queue interface. Remember, the queue interface is simply, it consists of addition, removal, offer, peak, poll. Different methods are available. Those methods are implemented by priority queue. Now, this queue interface have sub-interface DQ is also available. That DQ is implemented by a class array DQ. That we will discuss in the next session. That is the end of today's session. Thank you.